Good morning. It's August 16th, 2024. 9:01 and 10 seconds right now. 5 minutes before showtime, I decided I think I need to restart Big Beast Build. That's why I'm almost a minute late. Because things I was clicking on wasn't working right. I have evolved to where I routinely restart Big Beast Build in the morning. I forgot to do that this morning. So it is
John
Friday.
Williams said, "Hello, Doug."
Hello, John. Did I say it's Thursday? It's not Thursday. It's Friday, isn't it? Yeah, it's Friday. So before I forget this, I'll go schedule redirect to Carrie's show because I didn't get through all my reminders this morning. Reminders to do stuff. Let's see. Other channels. Carrie Holzman. Wow, yesterday you did a video of a laptop that has a dual screen. You open the lid and then a second monitor opens out that direction. I have a couple clients who really might want that because they occasionally work from home and they are accustomed to dual screen computers. That's what they have at the office. So they have to switch back and forth, or they have to change the settings to use a single monitor at the time when they're working. They actually might really like that. It's okay. The client just called and now calling back. I'm going to mute and talk to them. Hold on. Okay, they called. I let it go to voicemail and they called right back. I better take that. But she's just saying she's not receiving email, and I asked if we can delay for 45 minutes. Oh, Jim says Thursday, Friday, it's still a day ending in a Y. Why? Because we like you. I've actually got things set up a little bit different than normal. Yeah, so I don't know if I even need to do this. See, this is unmuted right now. So I'm going to mute that monitoring site, and I'll go over here to monitor 3 and do the same. Then back to monitor 1, because what I did for urgency's sake is I muted the entire site. When you right click on a tab, now I don't know if this is true in all browsers, but when you right click on a Google Chrome browser tab, you can mute a particular website. Now, I did that because you're getting the mirroring effect. Sorry about that. I'll unmute that. And since I've muted those specific pages, then I'm not going to get the echoing. I did that because the trailer, when I restarted Big Beast Build, the trailer did not play. And when the trailer plays, I can click on the speaker to mute that instance of YouTube.
John Williams said, "It seems your clients call when you go live."
They call whenever I need. Now, live, see that SpeakerBot pronounced that as live. That's SpeakerBot. You might be artificial, but you're not intelligent. You should have known to pronounce that with a capital, no, not a long I, not a capital I. So what would be the way to spell live to force SpeakerBot to pronounce it right? L-Y-V-E maybe? Are you really muting a website or muting the tab? I'm betting it's the tab. No, I'm pretty sure that's not the case. I will prove that. Good question there, Jim. So let's see. I've got this playing of YouTube. Now, if I come over here and right click and mute site and then bring up a new YouTube tab and go to a different video, even if that video is not muted, it still will not play because the site is muted. So here, now I'm going to come up here first and check this. See, that's still, now it says unmute. So if I unmute this, you will not hear Wonder Hussy. One of my brothers is a fan of hers, and she's actually does some interesting explorations. So that's unmuted. You are not hearing it because the entire YouTube site is muted. So yeah, and I've been down that road before. Good question. Thanks for making me just demonstrate it. Now, where do I need to go? Let's go do this. Pop out Chatteroony. Can I get this maximized before you see the picture-in-picture stuff? And actually, I should go right straight off, not to chat, but to channel comments, because I've got a few. One day ago, Alice, let's see, I think that was actually, that was in there during yesterday's show. I just didn't get to it. She said, very interesting topics covered, and that was a show from...
Ken Stout Live said we'll give this a try on the current tab. By the way, which is LiveWindowsTraining, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but the muting is not for the tab. The muting is for the site, the website. So if you go to another tab with that same website, it will be muted. If you go to some other tab that plays audio, it will not be muted. I can't promise you that I have tested that. See, today's show is 493. So this was 491. And thank you, Alice, for that. And then Ken says, press the button that will remind you to press the right button. By the way, it's not the green button on the bottom either. Yeah. That's got my head dizzy talking in circles, sort of. Tetra Studios and Sean O'Hagan. Sean O'Hagan. Yeah, that's probably his. Probably the last name is O'Hagan, right? Sean O'Hagan and Tetra Studios both responding to this same short. And one 15 hours ago, one 12 hours ago. And Tetra Studios asked, why doesn't she have a mouse? Now, that short tells the story of a client who called and said that she can't right click. And he's saying, why doesn't she have a mouse? We talked in that short, I described that we discussed getting another mouse, plugging in another mouse. He says, why didn't she have a mouse? Well, she might have had another mouse on hand. I don't know. That other mouse might have been connected to a desktop computer. It might have been running through a hole in the desk. We did not even discuss that because right away I realized, well, why don't I just connect remotely and see if I can right click? Because I've been down that road before. This is a regular client. I have it set up, so it's just a couple of clicks for me to connect remotely. If I can't right click, then connecting another mouse is not going to solve the problem. Now, let's take that a little bit further. Tetra Studios, why is Tetra asking this question? It could be that Tetra always uses an external mouse when using a laptop. Maybe he or she is always at a desk, in a chair, doing long-term work, and it would be very inconvenient to use the onboard mouse. That's not everybody. Not everybody is like that. So let me tell you a little bit more about this client. This client sometimes does a small amount of work from home. When she's going to do a long work session, she goes into the office for her desktop computer. When she does work from home, she's usually connecting remotely to her office computer. And in that environment, I imagine that she might be using the laptop at different places in her home and for short sessions. And she's probably very comfortable with using a touchpad. For that environment, that type of person, it makes no sense at all to always have an external mouse because it's very inconvenient. Depending upon who you are, your work style, what you're doing at the time, an external mouse may
Jim
or may not.
KJ3N said, FYI, Firefox doesn't have a mute site option, only mute tab.
Okay, thank you. That voice came through on my speakers. It did not come through on here. So after restarting, I did not get to check that setting. So that might have come over weird to you. I'm not sure. Yeah, speakers. Where is, oh, my headset's not even showing. My headset is on. Am I at the right place? Yeah. I don't see my headset. So I'm going to turn it off and then turn it on again. So then I need to get on to the second person because I'm going to give both of them a timestamp to the point in this video when I started responding to the questions. Is it going to come up? All right, not yet. Sometimes it takes a little while before it comes up. So I think that probably answers, and thank you for the question, Tetra. Sean O'Hagan.
John Williams said, sounds like the voice was coming from a cave.
Yeah, that's because it's coming through my speaker and my microphone is picking it up. So you're probably getting some feedback or echoing. So that's still not coming through. If I turn the volume all the way down, then I'm not going to hear it at all. Why isn't it coming through? Okay, I'm going to turn SpeakerBot commands off for a little bit so I can get to the second person because I don't want to delay them too long because I might lose them. So yeah, SpeakerBot is paused. Then I'll go on to the next question here. Sean O'Hagan, how did you right-click on the taskbar to get the task manager if neither of you could right-click? Good catch, Sean. When I create shorts, they're unscripted, and I just didn't think of it as I was describing that. And out of habit, I said I right-click on the taskbar. No, I did not. What I did do, and I remember experiencing this as I was working with her, is I did Control-Shift-Escape, because Control-Shift-Escape is a keyboard method to bring up Task Manager. And that is a really good thing to know if your right click isn't working. Now, after reading your question, I had on my mind that I would explain another alternative is to go to the Windows button and right click and choose Task Manager. Well, that's not going to work if you can't right click, right? But that's another way to get to Task Manager right there when you right click the Start button. That came up on my middle monitor, so I had to switch monitors to show that to you. But good catch. Awesome. I think that'll be worth 533 points. Points on this channel are totally fictitious, virtual, imaginary, and redeemable for nothing at all. So they're highly, highly valued. Sean and Tetra, I want you both know that we're here 6 days a week. When I say we, I mean myself and the chat room. I'm not talking about the royal we, as in Doug. But we're here to respond to people's questions in the chat room or that come to me by email at this address or comments on my videos. And I try to respond to comments on the videos during live streams. So I'd love to see you come around. And in order to chat in the chat room, you have to ask in a comment on a video, you have to ask for permission or chat room approval, something like that. And the only reason for that is because I got a really persistent troll around here, and I have to kind of moderate things that way. So, did I answer everything that I wanted to for Sean and Tetra? The mouse issue and right-clicking, yeah. All right, so now we'll move on. Let's take a look in chat and see what we've got going on, because I haven't gone there yet this morning. And a bunch of chat stuff here. Great tune on the trailer. The trailer this morning was my grandson drilling holes through hard drives and using a press to crush through hard drives. And there's a link in the description of this video that you can click on to go watch that trailer. Yes, it was fun. And there was a tune on there. Another one bites the dust. John Williams drill press is automatic. This machine shop has some automatic tools in there. I don't think that one had an automatic mode. Alice says fun trailer. Brian, I used to be indecisive. Now I'm not sure. Rand Israel, so satisfying, damaging the hard drives. Yeah, judging from the taste, I'd say the other one is Shinola. Okay, this is another joke. For those who don't know, Brian is our resident humorist, and he tries to get jokes that stump the Doug, stump me. Judging from the taste, I'd say the other one is Shinola. 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 It's I'm trying to figure out how to define Shinola, and I can't think of the words. What is Shinola? It's luxury design brand based. Oh, I wasn't going to say that. It sells a variety of products, including what? Oh, I thought that was I thought that was sarcasm. Shinola shoe polish. Okay, so judging from the tastes, I'd say the other one is shoe polish. But what is the first one? I'm gonna say you got me. I do not quite get the joke. Now you remembered to do that, says Ran Israel. What? Windows 11 preview build sees FAT32 partition size increased to 2 terabytes after 30 years. After being unchanged for nearly 30 years, Microsoft will soon remove the 32 gigabyte size limit in FAT32 partitions. If you use NTFS, you already can blow past that, right? Increasing it to 2 terabytes. Announced via a blog post. So now you remembered to do that. I guess he's saying that to Microsoft. I don't know. I feel like there's some part of that I'm not getting. Selden Ball, hello. Jeff Ryman, when I led the crew sanitizing PCs and spare drives to close out the Yucca Mountain project, we used a degausser to destroy drives with sensitive material. It made very satisfying thump. Yeah, that was an expensive piece of equipment, right? Dude, can I turn on SpeakerBot? Yeah, because I finished that. Let's see. I better go check and see if there's a whole bunch of stuff lined up. If I go over to the queues, completed count, pending account, there's only one pending. So I'm going to unpause that. And here it
V
comes.
Manners said points in this channel are virtual.
Ron Israel said, "Are you suggesting you had the authority to make that decision all this time?"
Yeah, you're getting that echo thing because I still haven't fixed. Well, this show is all about troubleshooting, right? And solving problems. So shouldn't I position heal thyself kind of thing and go figure out how to solve that? This is a new piece, a new thing where it does not come up. Okay, so I'll go into pairing mode. Am I showing you the right? Why is there no picture? Oh, yeah, I was still on the SpeakerBot one, so it's not showing up there. So if I hold the power button on my Bluetooth device. Oh, ooh, it just turned on. I thought I already had it on. All right, let's see if it shows up. I get too many things running through my head when doing a show. Let's go out of that tab and back into it. Still hasn't shown up. Okay, so hold the power button on the Bluetooth device. Oh, it just showed up. Did you see it there? It showed up momentarily and then went away. Okay, so now it's off. I'm going to turn it on again. Oh, I see, Jeff. I see Jeff's clarification. Now we're going to wait here and see if it shows up. Do 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 do. Oh no, he's singing again. Oh, there it is. There it is. Headphones by, okay. So now speaker bot should come through my headset and this should sound normalized to you. So Jeff's explanation. The saying is he couldn't tell shh from shinola in a taste test. Yes, I understand what the asterisks mean. I'm not going to say it. Are you suggesting you had the authority to make that decision all the time?
That's hard. I don't know what decision you're referring to. Was it the virtual points? Oh, you're getting ringleader voice now.
Triggered by Wintermute. Now, if that's a really bad voice, because I can't hear it, then do an what was it? Exclamation mark K for kill. And that tells me, I can go back and find it later, it tells me to get rid of that voice because you just can't understand what I'm saying during that time. You turned on your headset. Were you previously hearing computer sounds of the show?
Yes, I was. I recently had an experience where I was hearing internet radio. And Ken did another voice.
Voice mod is using the proto voice triggered by Ken Stout live in my Lawn Dog in my ears, but I did not have a headset or Bluetooth earbuds of any kind. Quite an experience to reflect on. So Lawn Dog, you're saying that you recently had an experience where you were hearing internet radio in your head and you didn't have a headset on. I'm worried about you. Yep, that's what he was saying. So the second exclamation mark K was annoying. This one didn't come up at all because only the first exclamation mark K came up. So I'll go back and listen to that. If I agree with you, then I'll take that off of the favorites list in voice mod. Now, here's the thing I'm trying to figure out in voice mod. I've got it set up to randomly select from the favorites list, and I don't have a lot of items in the favorites list. Here's what voice mod looks like. And I've already removed some. Let's see, here's favorites. So these are the things that are in the favorites list. Quite a few of them. And I've already removed some from the favorites list. Here's all list. Some of these I have removed. And the problem is I can't tell which of these that I have already removed because there's no way for me to give it a thumbs down. So now I'm trying to figure out how can I manage these voices if I decide to continue with this at all. How do I manage these voices so that when I remove something, I can...
V-Manner said, lucky for us, you only set voice for 10 seconds only.
Yeah, I changed it to 10 seconds only by somebody's request from yesterday. It was 15 seconds. Prior to that, I had it at 20 seconds. And I said, no, that's too long. When I did my testing. I did my testing, recording, and then listening to it back. So that's my current challenge with voice mod. And the intent behind it, that's not going to attract people to this channel.
Jim KJ3N said I've been managing voices for years in my head.
So you're saying I should be able to keep it in my head, which ones I've removed? No, it's just managing them in his head. All right. So no, that's not going to attract people. It's just a, what do you call it? Pattern interrupt. It's something that people in the audience can do that once in a while, and it kind of wakes people up because the average attention span is 10 seconds. Right? You all know that, don't you, already? The average attention span is 10 seconds. Let's go prove that. I think I'm saying that right. How long is the average attention span? So people that do training, attention span, yeah, and let's say of an adult. People who teach public speakers, they tell public speakers about this. You got to put pattern interrupt, somehow to interrupt a person's falling asleep. What does this say here? Average human attention span can vary from 2 seconds to over 20 minutes. Some researchers suggest closer to 15 to 20 minutes. However, other sources say the average is closer to 8.25 seconds. And shorter than a goldfish's attention span of 9 seconds. Who do we know around here that have goldfish? Well, Ken Stout has an aquarium with fish in it. I don't know if he has any goldfish. So his goldfish have an average attention span of 9 seconds. Now, we all know that Ken Stout's attention span is probably closer to the 2-second mark. Ba-doom-ba. Bada-boom, bing. Oh, you know what? Here's another thing in voice mod. We probably should, where is this? Yeah, community sounds. So I have not implemented these yet, but perhaps they're coming. Let's see, where was that at? Best view, new. These are, no, those are community sounds. That's not what I wanted. Voice lab, soundboard. Oh, it's down. Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Ran Israel said sorry. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Ken
Did I
Stout Live said,
stray?
I just found that the best interrupt is to right-click on the tab scroll down to the mute tab.
Oh, I saw the drum. Oh, rim shot. Here we go. Yeah, there's what we got. And somebody gives a joke that's deserving of that. Okay, I got to get back on track here, right? Go to see what emails I have lined up. That one's going to wait for another day. Oh, here's one I need to ask you all to see if you're seeing this. One launch in bookmarks. One launch in bookmarks. After restarting the computer, I haven't pulled this up yet. So I go to Windows Daily, go to the bookmarks that I have lined up for today. Right-click on the group for today and choose Open All 2 of them. I have seen this on a few clients' computers. This icon will show up in the taskbar in the bottom right corner. One launch. And I haven't figured out where it comes from. The company claims that it can only be intentionally downloaded, but the people that I found this on, they have no awareness of what it is, how they got it. I can see the date that it was installed. And it must be coming along, riding along the shirt tails of something else. And I suspect it's probably something where a person is browsing through the internet for some hobby topics and they go look at a site and they get prompted for some question and they just habitually click yes and it downloads this. Do you want an easier way to browse the internet? Something like that. So what it does, it comes up with this substitute desktop. You see a taskbar up here. There's a search field. And you've got the sys tray in the upper left corner. You've got some other, the garbage can and scissors and such on the upper right. Down here, you see the normal taskbar at the bottom, and it gives this interface that kind of looks like a Windows 11. But every time I see this, I ask the user about it, and they have total ignorance of it, and I'm suspecting that it's causing troubles. Google searches really kind of say that it's legit, but people get it without actually asking for it. So I uninstall it every time. My question to you is, anybody else seeing this? Here's what Thodex, one launch exposed, startup issues, malware miss, should you uninstall? This just talks about a little bit what it is. At its core, software application compatible with Windows 10 and 11, offering a customizable dock in dashboard. Every time I've seen it, the user's not aware of it. I've only come across it maybe 3 times over the last couple of months. So my question to you is, anybody else seeing that? This shows like schizophrenic leading tours. Go this way. No, go that way. Is it that bad? It felt that bad to me, to be honest with you. I did not make a plan and stick with my plan. My plan is to follow my emails. As far as all that I captured from chat yesterday, it was mostly Alice's topic. And I don't think I need to give another rundown of that. I think we're waiting to hear from her. So I'm not going to run through all of that, because I think we covered all of that pretty much yesterday. When I go look at the chat after a show, I'm looking for things that I think might be worth talking about again the next day. It doesn't mean that they are, because I think we pretty well covered all that during the show yesterday. What else do we have? I don't think I have other topics, so I'm going to go back to chat. And I do have a redirect set up for Carrie's show. Yeah, because I did that at the beginning of the show. Now later, Rand gives some explanations clarifying that. I'm not going to bother correcting that English. So you saw that. I wonder how much $300 data recovery to charge to get that data back. Now, I do suspect somewhere down the road in the future, if it's not already possible by the highest level, state-sponsored data recovery, that they might be able to take the chips of even a shattered platter or broken in pieces and be able to statically get magnetic information off of there and then reconstruct that, which can be so horribly expensive today. But remember, 30 years ago, they didn't have DNA testing like they have today.
Live said, verified I opened 3 tabs, 3 different sites, went to one right-clicked, scrolled down, and clicked mute site, and all 3 went away.
Well, not all 3 tabs went away, but all 3 tabs were muted. However, the speaker icon on the YouTube video still shows unmuted. So that's where you could walk up to a computer, it's not playing sound, and you're driving yourself nuts trying to diagnose why isn't this person's computer playing YouTube videos? It plays other things, the speaker's not muted, and if you don't know about this mute site, that will persist across restarts of the computer, I think. So you could waste a lot of time trying to figure out what's wrong with their speakers and why is YouTube the only thing that's not playing, even though the YouTube video is not muted. So that's important to know about. Yeah, that's important to know.
Live said, say that again. I was muted.
You are a mute. Yeah, so that's important to know about. There. And that's got to become a Stream Deck button. It's Friday all the way up to midnight. Your mileage may vary. Look at them if you got them. Fold out monitor looked like kind of flimsy. Yeah, I think that would be something the user would have to be instructed to be very careful and gentle with it. Here's the pre-sale. Thank you, Zavi, for putting that in. I did not have that conveniently available.
Ken Stout Live said, great another Stream Deck button. What I say, what could possibly go wrong?
So here you see where the monitor's starting to fold out. So curious thing is when you open it up, you're not faced with a monitor. How many technicians are going to be handed a monitor, a laptop that somebody says, there's something wrong with this, can you check it out? The technician opens the computer and they're faced with the back of a monitor, the back of a display screen, and they have no awareness that this even exists. I think that's got to happen somewhere. And then, they look over it because they're a professional technician and they realize they can open
Ken
it.
Stout Live said only one tech in a Fresnoville K.
Are you suggesting that would be Tim Sowell? Is that who you're pointing the finger at? Because I already know about this. So pre-order, subtotal $899. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. i7 1200 Intel 16 gigabytes RAM, 1 terabyte SSD. Wow. Hey, that is attractive. I think I'm going to have a few clients buying that.
Ken Stout Live said, oh my goodness, he just threw, I know right where that is, under the bus.
He knows right. I know right where that is. Oh, I know right where that is. That is a very common meme from Tim Sal. Tim, you know we love you around here if you're listening. This is Friday. Let's see if I get, is this going to work? Didn't get, come on. Come on. Oh, my mouse buttons aren't working right. I was supposed to be able to get a red arrow to point to that hinge. I'm getting weird things. Look at that hinge. That looks like a very complex hinge, which it looks weak. Yeah. Hopefully that is reasonable to repair, to replace. Spell live. Okay, he's going to ask about that. Lawn Dog loves Wonder Hussy. Just try current tab. Talk to your client. We'll help them. Thank you, Steve. I will give them your phone number and email address. Let's talk to your client. We will help them. I'm not quite sure why. There's the 32 partition size limit. Do we care about that? Why not just use NTFS? Volume setting, a previous window tab was open. Open a new tab. The volume will be at the previous tab setting. Yes, I think so. I think that's true. So how many gigabytes of RAM are you currently running? Just curious, and you know there's more to my question. I'm going to purchase new RAM in the next few hours. Well, let's go find out. Let's do that with Ask Manager. Let's go to memory. 128. Currently using 128 gigabytes of memory. Half of them. Doug, why do you put up 5 fingers to indicate half? Well, I'm putting up one hand. Half of the memory that I have. I bought this computer with 256 gigabytes of memory, and no, I have not returned the other set of memory that has a defect, two defective memory modules. So yeah, 128 gigabytes. How much memory am I using right now? 27 gigabytes. When do I use a lot of memory? When I'm editing Adobe Premiere Pro. It will use up all the memory I have available. Oh, Ran Israel, good point. NTFS is not recommended for USB flash drives. So that's where you would want to use FAT32 on flash drives that are higher than 2 terabytes. 2 terabytes. Yeah. I think I said that right. I don't know. My brain's getting a little wishy-washy. Now, Doug? Now? You admit your brain's getting wishy? Oh, Jim, Firefox doesn't have a mute site option, only mute tab. Oh. Does YouTube have a mute tab? Mute site? No. No, it does not. Lundog, I'm not going to read. I know you're going to have too many in here for me to catch up with. Yeah, Jeff, your minds may vary. Never use a touchpad, and the little bit of a bone I have to pick is I come across people who have that position for themselves and are, I know this isn't you, Jeff, are intolerant of people who have a different opinion, different work case. If somebody is using a laptop as a laptop, with the computer sitting on their lap, having a separate mouse could be a problem if you don't have a place to operate it. An external mouse requires a surface to use. People that are okay with the touchpad I'm using the wrong word there. I think, you know, I'm my objection is about people who are intolerant of others' preferences. But that's not Jeff. Lawn Dog, I'm skipping. I don't discourage you from putting your messages in. I do read them later. Points in this channel are virtual. I won't char. What I can't car. What I can't char. Essential to work. I got no idea. Does he clarify? No, not soon. Skipping. Moving on. Brand of shoe polish. Seldom ball. The saying involves S involved. Yeah, you not repeat it. Everybody who's watching this understands what that is. Yeah, it's a taste test. You're criticizing that person's taste, judgment. Were you previously hearing computer sounds show through your headset? Yeah, I was here. I heard the intro, the bumper at the beginning through my headset. And it wasn't until SpeakerBot started coming through. Now, I tested that before the show, but remember, I restarted Big Beast between the time I did my tests and the time that I started the show. Oh. Yeah, if the voice mod is just really unpopular, then I'll dump it. I don't. And it's also the reason why I do these kind of things is it's just fun for me. If I can't have fun doing these YouTube videos, I'm not going to do it. If I can't have fun in my computer consulting business, I'm not going to do it. I'll find something else to do. Find something you enjoy doing and that you have fun doing and
do the heck out of it. Yankee voice. Created by Ken Style.
all right, I think I'll read the rest of these later. And at some point, this channel should grow to the point where I stop reading all the chat afterwards because it's more time consuming than doing the show sometimes. Seriously. All right. What do we
Ken
got?
Stout Live said should.
Okay, should was trying to correct something. Yeah, here again, I turn the commands on and that pauses them. Should. I don't know, maybe it's that I said I should end the show. I don't know where I use the word should. Can you do these? If I were to nail you every time you use the wrong word, no. Oh, I should go. He's saying this, I should go. And still, I haven't gone. He's going to tear me apart on his show tonight. By the way, there's a Ken Stout live show tonight, I assume, where he will rip me apart. Which button? This one. You can watch this video to see how to get free support through this YouTube channel. This video, see how to get paid support from me directly in private sessions. In this video, to see how to turbocharge your troubleshooting experience by interacting with his channel, because we do lots of stuff. And this is a recent video on my channel. Have a great Friday, everybody. I'll catch you later. This should get a redirect to Carrie's show.